Welcome to the Stronger Than Your Boyfriend podcast, a podcast for anyone into fitness.
Especially for those of you who are still getting your weight loss tips from celebrities.
We are Heather and Katie, not celebrities, owner of Barpath Fitness, here to help you
Maybe we are.
sift through the bullshit
now.
and toxic misinformation that permeates the fitness industry.
Maybe we are.
We are.
Small local ones.
Yeah, so today we are talking about the top 10 weight loss mistakes
Yes.
that are preventing you from real results.
So we're going to tell you the mistakes, so don't do them anymore after today.
Correct.
All right,
Yes.
number one.
Number one, coming in at number one.
Coming in at number one.
Caring too much about the scale.
You had to know that was coming.
Yeah, of course.
Of course.
If you've listened to us at all, you know that we hate this.
Yes.
First of all, if you're focusing on weight loss as your goal, you're already set up to fail.
Yes.
So if
Yes.
you're listening to this podcast because you're like, ooh, weight loss, that's my goal. Sorry, I'm going to give you some bad news.
Yeah.
You should be focused on fat loss, not weight loss.
Yes.
And it's not just semantics. Muscle builds metabolism. If you aren't building muscle, you're sabotaging your goals from the start.
Yes.
The scale doesn't tell the whole story. Weight loss isn't what you want. Fat loss is. Body recomp is a process. We've talked about it on a previous podcast. Go listen to it. You need strategic phases of programming for both your training and for your nutrition.
Yes, building phases, cutting phases.
Specifically nutrition, yes. Eat in a surplus to build muscle. Use that fuel by training with intensity and volume when you have the extra calories. And then after improving your muscle and increasing your ability to eat more because your metabolism is higher, now you can shift to maintenance
Yes.
mode and then maybe a small cut.
Yes.
Right? And make your cuts strategic and short.
Listen to our body recomp versus
Correct.
weight loss episode.
That was a very quick.
Yeah. I feel like we're kind of shitting on people who weigh themselves, and we're not.
I weigh myself occasionally.
Yeah, and we do. Like,
Yeah.
it's more so, it just sucks that this has been fed to women for so long, up
Yes.
until probably our generation, or maybe even the generation after us. It's just, what's your number on the scale? Be really skinny, and that sucks. And it's hard to break, especially when society feeds that you should be a certain weight, or you have this certain weight that you were in high school and that you really liked.
Yeah.
You know how you looked, etc. But you can't focus on high school anymore, and what celebrities say, who are stick thin and who don't look that good, in my opinion.
And what sucks is you can see that it's still an issue. Like we had such a great with CrossFit. Honestly,
Yeah,
I give CrossFit
shout
a lot
out
of
to
credit
CrossFit for that. I will
for
say.
bringing like women
Jacked
into like lifting
women,
more,
yeah.
and making that more of a thing, right? But you could still see that weight loss is still important to people
It
by
is.
the way that they market GLP-1s. Like there's
I was just gonna
so
say.
much more benefit to GLP-1s than losing weight.
Yeah.
And all the time, that's all you see is lose
It's
weight,
lose
lose weight.
weight,
And
weight.
that's not what it's
It's
for.
all, and I fucking called this 2 years ago about all the companies that would be popping up selling
Yes.
GLP-1s, and that is all they fucking promote. I get served it all the time because I literally talk about it with clients, and I get served it, and I'm like, ooh, it's just annoying because there's more benefits to them, and there are also other peptides that you could use
there are
too.
a bunch of different things
But-
you could do, but
Ah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, we can get into this.
Yeah.
This would be a whole other episode about GLP-1s.
Yes.
But anyways, let's move on to number two. Mistake number two.
Yes.
Overdoing cardio. Okay. I would even recommend once you embark on a fat loss, I did that for
Journey.
you. Journey. Exactly. That's
Thank
where
you,
I was going.
ChatGPT.
Yes. I would argue that you shouldn't do any cardio. I really don't. I don't even think that, I mean,
it's the last thing you add in.
it's the last thing
That's
you
how I
add
would
in.
say it.
I immediately regretted saying that because cardio is good for your health.
Yes.
But if we're talking about losing body fat, there is a period of time where you don't need to do any. And I think you get away without doing any. So your body, because if you just start doing a bunch of cardio, your body's gonna plateau and you will require more and more and more and more and more to lose weight.
Yes.
And your body will get used to doing all this activity as you're losing body fat. Therefore,
hungry.
you won't be able to not do the cardio anymore. So, and you'll be even hungrier. So again, you still need to prioritize strength training no matter if you're building, no matter if you're cutting, no matter if you're in between. And also focus on just walking and neat throughout the day. Energy, just moving throughout the day.
Right.
It's not a shit ton of cardio that you hate. That's a recipe for disaster, even for fat loss. Not saying it won't work. It will work initially, but then it will stop working really quickly.
Yeah.
And then instead of running a couple times a week for 20, 30 minutes, now you're gonna have to run fucking 6 days a week. And then that's gonna suck because when you don't get it in, you probably gain some weight. And you don't want to do that because Your body's an adaptation machine, and it's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. So it's adapting to what you're giving it.
Yes.
So if you're doing all this activity, it's gonna start to expect that.
Right. And honestly,
Slow your metabolism
everyone
down.
I know who runs, they get hungrier. They eat more.
Yeah.
Like that's adding that cardio is going to make you hungrier. So
I
if
never.
you're trying to cut, is
Yeah.
it really the right idea?
I
Like-
never do it, and when I do it once in a blue moon, I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah.
Why do people do this?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
annoyingly, like you're annoyingly hungry.
Yeah.
Like you ate a big meal and you're like, wow, I could eat that again.
It is interesting because I feel like I do the opposite of what everyone else does when people are like, oh, I'm bulking. So I'm just gonna eat a bunch of crap and I'm gonna get really strong and then I'm gonna cut and I'm gonna do all this cardio. I feel like I'm the opposite. Like sometimes I'll get in the mood to do cardio and
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I'm gonna bike, I'm gonna throw in some Metcons here and there, like I'm gonna do occasional cardio.
Yeah.
And when I do that, I eat a shit ton. So it's like the total opposite
So
of
like
everyone
you're
else
like
doing.
cardio bulking.
Yeah, because I know I'm gonna be hungrier.
Yeah.
So
You might as
I
well
need to
eat
fuel
more.
it. Yeah.
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 So number
All right,
3,
number 3, cutting too many calories too fast.
big mistake.
Yeah, you don't want to just go in and be like, cool, I'm gonna cut 1,000 calories.
Oh,
Well, I picked a big number.
yeah, that's a
but
big
That's
one.
a big number.
I know,
Yeah,
but no,
yeah.
a lot of people do that.
Yeah, they really do, and it's not sustainable. I feel like this is just simple. Like it's not sustainable. Everyone should know that. But
Yeah.
people don't. They think
No.
they can keep it up.
Right.
No, you want to do it slow
Yeah.
and steady.
And there's a difference between, okay, let's say you're maintaining your weight around 2,500 calories, going down to 2,000 when you didn't need to, when you could have been losing body fat at 2,300. Why would you do more than you need?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you want to eat as many calories as possible all the time. So doing more than you need, well, you're just going to plateau faster.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
It's kind of like burnout, right? It's the same
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
kind of concept as like if you go all out on anything, like your job, whatever it is, you're gonna burn out.
Yeah.
Kind of the same concept here.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4.
Focusing only on high rep ranges. The burn. We all need the burn and the
pump.
sweat and the pump when we are losing body fat.
love the
So don't just do that. I mean, what you need to think about is what are you training? So when you're training high reps, you're training muscle endurance. So
Yes.
are you in a muscle endurance phase and you just happen to be cutting? Okay. I would argue you're probably going to be more tired if you're on low calories and doing a bunch of high reps. You're kind of burning yourself out. I also understand that when you're doing heavy squats, you can burn yourself out. But if you're doing less volume, it's probably better when you're doing low calories or when you're eating lower calories because you don't have as much energy coming in to recover. So just some food for thought on that.
Yeah.
You still need to be doing progressive overload. If you're doing like a 3-month cut, which is kind of long, you're not going to be doing high rep ranges for 3 months.
Right.
You're not going to be doing shit for yourself. So you need to adjust your reps, adjust your sets tempo, etc. And just because something burns more doesn't mean it's burning more calories. Just because you have more lactic acid in a muscle after a set doesn't mean it's burning more calories. Follow
Yeah.
your program. Don't change to high rep ranges just because you're trying to cut. And I know that people who are in this mindset are probably very fitness minded, so they understand it's not weight loss, it's fat loss. But even still, you're not burning more calories just because you're maybe a little more out of breath during a set
Right.
because you're doing 15 reps instead of 6. So,
All right, number
all
5.
right, number 5.
Neglecting NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is the biggest lever for fat loss.
Absolute biggest.
Other than diet.
Yeah,
Right.
diet's the biggest.
Yeah.
In strength training.
But as far as movement goes, NEAT.
yes, that's why track your steps versus just doing a bunch of cardio.
Yeah.
Because that's an easy thing you can add in throughout your day that's not super intense.
Moving throughout the day, so important.
I mean, maybe it was Lane Norton who talked about it, but literally just like sitting there like, I don't know, we don't
Fidgeting?
have yeah, like even just like tapping, I don't have it, this is my makeshift pen, but like tapping your pen burns a shit ton.
Yeah.
Like just like doing shit like that throughout the day.
Yeah.
Not to say that you shouldn't sit there in a meeting and just be like, just to burn more calories because you're like, oh, I'm in a fat loss phase. But if you're just one of those like naturally fidgety people, like, you know, maybe you bounce your leg, which sometimes that can be annoying. So like maybe
Yeah.
don't do that, but
Somebody's going to come to us and be like, I got fired because you told me to be.
No, we're telling you to not do that. We're telling you to not do that. No, don't be that person, an annoying person doing that. But if you
Right.
just happen to be doing that, you probably are at
I fidget a lot.
yeah. So
I'm
I
doing
mean,
it now.
yeah, I do it. And it's like it's not a ton, but when you do that stuff throughout the day, it can kind of add up. So
Yeah.
Anyhow.
So just movement, more movement.
Movement.
Clean your house, walk your dog.
Don't
walk around.
Don't
after you
sit there
eat.
and look like a lunatic though, like where you're just like moving your hands and like you're shaking. Okay, don't do that. Just little movements throughout the day. Okay, number 6, not tracking your calories. Shocker, if you don't know how many calories you're taking in, how will you know how to burn body fat? How will you know how much to take in to burn body fat? So again, you have to know your daily maintenance calories first, or around how many you're taking in to maintain your weight, give or take a couple pounds, and then you can cut from them. But again, if it's too low of an intake, you're probably gonna have to build. Sorry to burst your bubble.
Yes.
But you have to track, trackety, track.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Number
this is-
7,
Yes.
jumping immediately to a GLP-1.
Nope.
Don't do it.
Don't like it.
Do the big rocks first.
Yes.
You have to put in some work. You have to track your food. You have to hit your protein. You have to strength train 2 to 3 times per week. Then let's talk about adding in the peptides.
I wish I could go back in time and prevent my mom from going on a GLP-1 because she was having she was getting really tired throughout the day. She got some bad blood work because she was like, why am I falling asleep at work? And then she was like, oh shit, I need to do something about my health. She got on a GLP-1 and then she changed all the things. So like she started strength training, she's doing the program I wrote her, she's walking a shit ton, she's doing all the right things, but she was on the GLP-1, so she wasn't eating a lot. So she did lose a lot of weight. But now she's off of it. And now she's like, I'm hungry all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're gonna have to gain some weight.
Yeah, if
and
we
it's
would have started with the muscle
if I would have,
building,
yes, even though she had body fat to lose.
Yeah.
If she could have just done the big rocks first and then like noticed a little body recomp, but it's just one of those things where like you can't really tell family like what to do.
It's hard. Yeah.
Now she's at the point where she listens to me and I'm like, well now because you were eating so little, you're probably gonna get, I told her, don't fucking get on that scale, I will throw it away. So it's kind of messing with her. She's like, I work so hard, and I'm like, it doesn't mean you're gonna throw away your progress. And you're following my program, so you're gonna be gaining muscle. So it's like, it's hard. And it's hard to wrap your head around being that person who's unhealthy.
Yeah.
And you change all this stuff and you see progress at first. And then you're like, well, how come I don't see any more progress? But you do, it's just a different kind of progress.
Yeah.
Just because it's not weight loss on the scale doesn't mean it's not progress.
Right.
So
Exactly.
But that's what happens to people when they jump right to a GLP-1.
Yeah.
They're not changing anything. They're just like eating less.
Right.
And maybe they're strength training and focusing on nutrition, but it doesn't tell the whole story. And you're probably eating not that much every day.
Right.
So you're gonna have to come off of it, and you're no matter if you're on a GLP-1 or not, your body will plateau. So you will have to go back in the other direction and build muscle at some point.
Yes.
So
Definitely.
all right, which kind of leads me into the next mistake.
Number 8.
Neglecting muscle building phases. It's not all about weight loss. You can't continue to cut your calories and lose weight forever.
Nope.
Even if you have hundreds of pounds to lose of body fat, you will plateau and you will need to go into some kind of a build phase. It doesn't work. It's not a linear progression. It's gonna look like down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up forever. You're not just gonna continue to lose weight forever. Your body doesn't want to. Your body doesn't want to be lighter. Your body wants calories. It
Body wants to be substantial.
Your body wants to be fat. Let me just be real. Your body wants to be fat. Your body wants to store calories. Like our bodies are literally made for survival. So you have to be patient with it. And you need to build muscle. That is the only way, I will say this a million times, you're probably annoyed with it, but as the only way to build or to increase your metabolism. You can't just eat more without strength training and expect you to build muscle. You will store those extra calories as body fat. So you need to strength train, AKA build muscle. So
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Number 9, neglecting recovery and your health.
Yes.
Right? So caring too much about your measurements, caring too much about the scale, not caring enough about feeling strong, or caring about your health in general.
Yeah.
And that is like not getting enough sleep, too much stress. Like maybe you're like, no, I'm doing this, so I'm gonna wake up at 5 a.m. for my workouts.
Yeah, 4 hours of sleep, don't care.
Right.
No.
Now you're not going to actually recover from the workout, which is when the actual muscle building happens, is when you're sleeping. So do not neglect the sleep.
I don't remember who made this, but it was like a triangle. It was like, you know, you're in one part of the triangle, and that's aesthetics, and then you lose some of these. You lose sports performance, then you lose health, and then you shift to health, and then you lose some aesthetics, and then you lose some performance, but your health is optimal.
Yeah.
And then you go to sports performance, and you lose health, and you lose aesthetics because that's what you're focusing on. So think of it like that. You can't have it all. But I would argue that if you're going to focus on one of those, it should be your health.
Yeah.
And then you could have it all. You could have a lot of all of them,
Right?
I should say.
You could have enough of the others.
Yes.
If you focus on health.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what you should, it's not all about the metrics. It's not all about the progress in one direction. I think this is the most important mistake, because if you neglect your health, eventually it's going to catch up to you.
Yeah.
And I would argue, even if you're super lean, go get your blood work done. Let's
Yeah.
see what your health is actually looking like. So, which I got my blood results back, and I'm pretty healthy.
Ooh, that's
So,
great.
Although I have in a follow-up appointment, my red blood cells are a little bit elevated. I don't know what that means. So, any doctors out there know? Let me know. Just kidding. But I'll like hormone, like just get your blood work done, and then whether or not you're overweight or underweight or in between, you should always check in if you can.
Yeah.
So, okay, number 10. This could have been in the cardio one from earlier, but I wanted to make it its separate one because it sucks doing cardio you hate. Do shit you enjoy or don't do it at all. End of story on that one, mic drop. It just, how horrible it would be for me personally to have to come into a gym and put that treadmill on like 5.0 speed and run. That sounds absolutely terrible. I would hate my life. Now hiking, love that. Would love to hike. That's great. Even like a trail run, maybe down. I like down better than up, but trail running is better for me, or is more fun for me. Just like being in the zone. That's the only time I would run. But, or you could just hike it. That's fine too.
I mean, for me, I can run on the treadmill for like a very short amount of time. I can do some sprints, I can do a little jogging to make sure my heart rate's good. But what I would prefer is to stick my headphones in, get on a spin bike.
Yeah, you would like to spin.
I love spinning.
Yeah.
I love biking outside too, obviously more, but I can do the indoor spin bike because I can put my head, I used to teach spin all the time. So I just create classes. I create classes, I create playlists, I share them with people, and then I'm fucking teaching, I'm a DJ on the bike.
Yeah.
And it's fun.
Right, it's fun for you.
So if you enjoy it, do it.
Yeah, like I can walk on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Not for that
I like
long.
to walk at an incline.
But that's like,
not
I
too
could
bad.
zone out, but I would prefer to be outside, but
Right.
kind of the same, similar for your biking, but, or like an elliptical.
Yeah.
No.
I have to do more cardio because of my blood work.
Yeah.
I have like some blood work where they're like, you need to be doing more zone 2.
Yes. That's
like,
it.
okay,
Going back
fine.
to health and getting your blood work done.
Yeah.
Maybe that's what it means. Maybe I need to do more cardio.
Yeah, we
Because I think I was
look at it.
reading something. It means you have like less oxygen consumption or something. But I don't know. Report back to you
Yeah.
when I read the
Love it.
results with my doc. But
Cool.
okay.
All right.
If you have any more, if we missed any off this list, throw it up in the Facebook group.
Yeah.
Or just, I don't know, start a discussion around it.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Happy to chat through it.
Happy to chat.
All right.
All right, peace out.